Presenting now is Tolulope Oloyede Philemon from the University of Jos. Tolulope Oloyede Philemon is a lecturer in the Department of Music at the University of Jos and music director at United Baptist Church, Jos, Nigeria. With 7 years of university teaching experience, his research focuses on music performance, African pianism, intercultural musicology, conducting, and composition. He is working on his first article, Trends in Solo Instrumental Performance in the Nigerian Gospel Scene, and pursuing a master's degree in composition, exploring African pianism, harnessing compositional resources in Plato society. Notable compositions include Christmas Medley and Ewa Si Odo Mi, which have been performed locally and received positive feedback from audiences. Please welcome Tolulope Oloyede Philemon as he presents African Pianism, Practice and Compositional Techniques in Selected Works of Akin Euba and Ayo Oluranti.
Right. Good morning to us all. The theme of this discussion is basically on African pianism. What is the meaning of this statement? By Akin Euba himself in 1970 states that techniques used in performance of African instrumental music in general would form a good basis for an African pianistic style. So on this basis are the two pieces I will be discussing this morning are premised. So what are the few key elements of African pianism? We have the first one is thematic repetition. The second one, we have direct borrowing from African traditional sources. And the third one is percussive treatment of the piano. So in the works I will be discussing, we'll see these three. These are just few of the elements. We have quite a number of them. We have other elements also. But in these works that I will be discussing, we'll see these three things coming there as we'll be talking on. Now, the first example, the first musical work I will be talking about is Scenes from Traditional Life by Akin Euba. I'll give us the background to the piece, the structure, then the few binary oppositions that are there that the composer used to develop the works, and also elements of African pianism. According to Professor Bode Omojola, this piece is the first piano work written by Akin Euba immediately after he postulated or he articulated the idea of African pianism in 1970. That's a background to the work. The structure of this piece is a ternary. We have the first section, we have the second section, and the third section. I'm dealing with actually the piece is three pieces. We have the first movement, the second movement, and the third movement, but I'm dealing with the first movement alone. So inside the first movement, we have three sections there. That's what makes it ternary. So in the sections, we have the first section, we have the second section, to share, and we have the third. Yes, this is the piece on our screen now. We have the theme of the piece coming in and going across the piece from here. So we start from the beginning. Now the piece is majorly, it's written, it represents the piece gives a pianistic evocation of the musical tradition that characterize Yoruba traditional music. Now at this time, the composer tried to blend African concept with the Western concept. The Western concept in this piece is the atonality, using the serialism. So, and also the African concept here is a drumistic approach. That's the Dudun ensemble of the Yoruba tradition. The composer tried to mimic this idea, their patterns, their sequences, their drumistic arrangement on the piano using the tone, because you cannot, when you talk about piano, definitely you have to talk about pitch, you have to talk about sound and all. So he used the piano to explain or to express the African, the Yoruba traditional drums. And how did he do this? He did this by using the concept of serialism. So in this piece, we have the first, the 12 tone row is the idea the composer used. On my screen now, the first yellow colored picture, we have 4 notes in that group. What he did is the 12 notes, he didn't play them straight as such. He tried to break them down into 4/4 of 3. So we have the first one coming here in the second staff, the last bar of the second staff of the piece. And we have it as E, A flat, B flat, and D flat. That's the first group of tetrachord that he used. In the second section of the piece, we have the second tetrachord coming on there. Sorry. We have the second tetrachord coming on, and that's where we have the A, G sharp, C, F notes. We have 4 of them in that second section. And in the third section, we have the third tetrachord also coming on. We have the B, the C sharp, the F sharp, and the A natural in the third section. Now I will move straight to the elements that are found in this, that can be found in this piece. We have Western musical principles of 12 tone rules versus African musical principles, as I've said that initially, and also Western pitch class theory versus Yoruba intervallic relationship. These are the ideas. These are the things that he also used in this piece. Now we can move to the element of African pianism. The first element we have here is repetition. We have repetition. We have the idea being repeated many times. The main idea there is A flat, B flat, grouping them in 4. Okay, the element of African pianism we have here, we have thematic repetition. The theme of the piece, of the idea of the work, is being repeated severally. We have direct borrowing of African traditional sources. What's the direct borrowing? What did he borrow here? That's the drumistic approach. The drumistic, we can see the idea of the music, reading, playing again and again. I'm trying to get my, sorry, I don't know the problem here. The drum, a drumistic approach to the work. Yes, yeah, the idea of the music is this. We can see it coming on here in the first bar. We can see it again coming here. I'm trying to explain the thematic repetition. We can see it coming here in the third bar, and also across the piece, across the work in the second page, we have it there again coming. Yeah. In the second page, we have it in the second page where we have the second movement, the second or the developmental movement. It's not coming. It tries to develop into another sequence, and that's where we have the G, the A, G sharp, C, F, F sharp. So in the third page, we see the idea coming again here. A flat, B flat. A flat, B flat coming again. So that's an idea, the approach the composer used. I will move to the second piece, the second work. And that's the second piece I'll be talking about is I Go Dance. I Go Dance is a composition by Dr. Oluranti. I'll also be discussing the background, the structure, the binary oppositions, and also elements of African pianism in the work. But before I move on, I also like us to listen to the music so that we understand what I will be talking about. I hope you can hear me. Now, I'll pause a bit here and discuss some things before I play the second section for us. This is I Go Dance, composed in 2008 by Dr. Ayo Oluranti. Now, the background of the piece is bicultural. Bicultural is the approach, but I will concentrate more on the accompaniment, using the idea we are talking about today of African pianism. So if we can remember very well in the audio, pay attention to the piano. When I play it back, we can go back there and listen. But the bicultural approach stemmed from the man who this piece was dedicated to. That's Yemi Akin. Who is this man? This man is someone who is a music director. He conducts choir and also choral singers. So he has the idea of he can conduct or stage stage concert of any nature, be it classical, be it Afro, be it any genre of music. Is not someone that just that faces one genre of music in performance. So being someone Dr. Ayo knows very well, he came up with an idea of writing a composition to depict the musical nature or the musical flair of this man. And that's where the bicultural approach comes from. If we pay attention to the piano accompaniment of this work, it has two pianos. We have the acoustic piano and the electronic piano. The acoustic piano there, what is the function? The electronic piano there, what is the function? And also the chorus part, that's the choir part. Now, in the accompaniment, the acoustic piano is playing the role of the percussion in the accompaniment. Now, in the electronic piano is playing the role of pitch. In the electronic piano is where you have the pitch coming up and on to at least move with the choir, but the acoustic piano is just going with an idea which we call in African music the timeline. It's keeping the time. If you can see my screen, we can see the rhythmic pattern keeping its consistency. We have the pan ta ta tan ta pan tan ta tan ta pan tan ta tan ta. Then in the next bar we have it as pan ta 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 ta. That's just a variation to deviate from that former idea. But later on, it comes back. This is what keeps going on in the music. But in the electronic piano, we have the idea trying to give a bass feel so that you can have the depth of accompaniment. Now, the two pianos, what are they doing? They make up the traditional ensembles of Yoruba music, trying to support the choir with the rhythm which our dudum players, which they do very well in accompanying song, or they are playing for instrumental music. So this is what happens in this piece. That is a background. Now the structure is also in ternary structure. We have the first section, we have the second section. That's where the sound was going to before I stopped it because of my time. The second section is where we have a change in the meter, a change in the time signature. Because in the normal time, the startup time signature
Hello,
is 4/4.
hello, Mr. Tolu.
Yes, sir.
Just want to remind you, you have like perhaps you should round up now so we can have a few minutes to engage with you. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
That's a 3 minutes
All
or
right, sir.
2 minutes, please.
So
Thank
the
you.
element of African pianism here is also the same as what I've stated, thematic repetition. We can see the acoustic piano playing a timeline, pam, tam, tam, pam, pam, trying to keep up with the rhythm, then direct borrowing from African traditional resources. The system by which the two pianos are trying to depict the African ensemble is an idea of borrowing from traditional sources, and also percussive treatment of the piano, which is so evident in this work. Conclusively, I would say that the two examples that I've brought up today are trying to depict to us the concept of African pianism, trying to use the piano to explain, to express African traditional music, African traditional musical essences, and the likes and the likes. Thank you everyone for your time. I'm grateful to us.
Thank you so much. So please, we have 9 minutes, let's say, to engage Tolu. Perhaps you have question either online or those with us here, please, you are welcome to, if you have question, to ask Tolu. Okay. We have one person.
Mr. Tolu, thank you for your presentation. I want to ask, we didn't speak anything, we didn't make a mention of the harmonic structure. I realize that when we speak about African musical pianism, we're always focusing on the rhythm and leaving the harmonic structure. So what is the harmonic structure of the two pieces you played? If you can give some more light on that. Thank you.
Okay, in the first one, the harmonic structure is not that evident. What he used as the harmonic structure here are more or less of, because when we talk about atonality, you can, because I've laid that background that it's atonal. When we talk about atonality, there's no sense of harmony per se. It's a rhythm. Like here is the rhythm he used to punctuate the music, to create cadential points and also the final cadence. The harmonic structure is not that evident in the African, in the Akin Euba's work, but in Algo dance, the harmonic structure is basically in the chorus part, and we have bitonality there because we have more than a key. We even have mode. The introduction part, please let me give us just a few idea of that. The introduction part from the choir, it's on mode. Then now from here is where we have something creating harmony. The harmony is there, which the music there is in F. is in the key of F major over there. So the harmonic structure is there for the chorus part, but for the instrumental, they are trying to just support with a rhythmic flow so as to keep the piece going. I don't know if I've given response to your question, sir.
Not really, because I saw on the piano line there's some clusters that were there, and I think when notes are put together, they create a form of harmony. Even the piano rhythm.
Okay, for the Agbo dance, right?
Yeah, the dance. Yeah.
Yes, we have seconds there. There are harmony of second. We have fourth. We have the chord moving. Sorry, let me check my screen. Because of the texture of the music here is basically homophony and polyphony. So yeah, here now this is where the homophony is happening. If you can see my screen there, so the music there is forming a sense of chord that we have, because we have the music there is on F major, and the chord there is called that's a chord 6 moving. That's a chord 6 on F major over there. So we have the harmony also moving within the choir part.
Okay. Do we have other questions, or perhaps online? Do we have more questions, or perhaps you want to ask Tolu or contribute? I don't know. You know that way. So let's check online. Let's see. So in case you want to ask, you have question for Tolu, or you want to engage him further. Okay. I think if there's no question, thanks so much, Tolu, and thank you, sir,
for the opportunity, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.